Family, y'all know what time it is. Thank you for being here. Let me know where you're tapping in from, y'all. It's so important. It helps the algorithm. It helps the video get shared around. And this needs to be shared. Period. I don't think you guys understand where we are coming to with the with the music industry and big time players. Shout out to Tory's team. Shout out to Chris Brown. Shout out to Unite the People. Shout out to all of them. It's time we get proper justice. Tory was railroaded. This is the thing though. We we have seen and heard signs. Some people may have ignored them, but they were there all alone. A lot of people want to say, oh, well, she doesn't have a mother or a father. She doesn't have any friends and this and that. I bet. I bet. And like I always say, once you lose so much, you get tired of it and you don't want to do it anymore. And you take the necessary steps to win. This woman has some deep rooted issues. And I feel like it's things that stems from a young girl to her teen years and now adulthood. You add the money, the fake power, the influence. She feels unbreakable. It was so amazing to me that a person could just go off on somebody for speaking the truth. But then again, when everything's built on a lie, I could see how she got heated. Anyway, let's check out what Jason says. This is 6 months ago, you guys. And it's titled, Megan Thee Stallion admits she lied on Tory. Yeah. He referenced the Gayle King interview, and we all know about that. But let's check this commentary out.
Megan Thee Stallion admitted she lied. Imagine that. You know, back when people used to say that Megan Thee Stallion was a liar, I used to just say maybe she was drunk because she's a drinker. You're gonna say, oh, but she lost her family. So I understand. I lost a brother, and I understand drinking is a coping mechanism.
Yes, I lied to Gayle King. First of all, I didn't know that even asked me about it. She was always want to talk about this shooting. Why'd you ask me about Tory? That's not what this is about. Even if I was, I fucked this like once, maybe twice on a drunk night. Kept catching me out of my.
All right, now real quick. She's using that B word really heavy. Period. But she's using that B word towards an elder. She's using that B word towards an elder black woman. Who said anything about this? But when Aiden says show the foot, brr, people felt the way. Why not about this? Her narcissistic ways really annoy me. How can you blame somebody because you're drunk? If he kept catching you out of your mind, you kept drinking too much. If him catching you out of your mind, if he kept catching you out of your mind, why are you still getting out of your mind? Why do you have the audacity to say he, they? Why wasn't it? I shouldn't have been drunk. I clouded my own judgment and we were together. True narcissistic behavior. She reminds me of my ex. She's from Houston too.
You lied. You lied. Now, I told y'all a long time ago, EJ King, who's a friend of mine, told me, and he's not related to Gayle, so we ain't got to go there. No conspiracy. He told me they were all at Kylie's house. Him, Megan, and Tory were all in the pool. They were super drunk, wasted. Tory started hitting on Kylie. Kylie kicked them out the house. They ended up in the car. They got in the car, and then voila. Everybody that's been drunk has had a drunk night where they don't remember all the details of a situation. Haven't you, Rob?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Of course.
It's happened to all of us. So maybe you don't remember everything. Maybe you do. I'm not the one that wants to question you of whether or not you got shot by him, because of course you got shot, even though that some people say you didn't get shot, that those were some other thing. I believe you did get shot, but how you got shot and who shot you, I don't know, because if you lied about this, you would lie about that. What's the difference between Gail and a jury?
All right, now, that did happen, but let's be more specific. Now, Tory, they were all in the pool. Tory, Megan, they were on camera, but they were leaving. Tory did not want to leave with Meg and the struggling IG model chick. He wanted to stay where the bread was. Meg and them left. She lied and said that she forgot a slipper. All right, Cinderella. Whatever. So they went back. Meg went in that house, raised hell, and Kylie kicked them out. So that's when they left. Meg is the type that feels like she should get this and get that because she's her. But I don't even think Meg likes herself. Period. Anyway, Jason Lee told us in his own way what type of person she was, allegedly.
She got in a fight with Winnie Harlow at Michael Rubin's party. I don't have all the full details yet, and I'm waiting on the video, but I've texted Megan and Winnie, so there you go. Boom, hold on.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Michael Rubin's all-white party happens every 4th of July in the Hamptons. It's usually packed with celebs, so it's basically a bunch of really famous people from the sports world, Hollywood, and social media coming together to celebrate the 4th of July. However, according to Jason, things got a little out of hand between Winnie and Megan, and a full-blown fight broke out.
Now, this is another thing, y'all. People don't know that Kelsey passed out drunk that night, too. She said it in her interview that she was passed out. Blacked out. Come on, man. These are two drunk. Tory was protecting two drunks. 304s. Two drunk 304s. Let's be real about it. Anyway, this is something else that displays Meg's energy, her characteristics. This Winnie Harlow thing. Check this out.
One fan wrote about it saying, "Y'all don't even know what happened or if it's true, but y'all hate her so much that it automatically her fault when we know Winnie has had multiple complaints about her negative attitude by different people. Y'all just love to hate Meg." Another one added, "The way y'all tear down black women is sick. Her mother passed away. She has no family and friends."
Now, y'all, this is I feel like she is in huge need of attention. Why is she going to these prestigious people, heavy on the quotes? She's going to these people's functions and get-togethers, acting a fool. She's acting so stereotypical. The all-white party with Ruben and them. Chick, just act right. But it seems like every time alcohol is involved, there's something involved with her. There's always an issue. And there are a lot of people that says she's the problem. Period. Common denominator. Let's continue.
I honestly thought Megan Thee Stallion was unbothered. Her team was unbothered. Even after they put out a whole 31 page of mini documentary of how Tory Lanez been lying in this case, and they say they was going to rest their peace. It looks like they are not resting their peace, because if you claim y'all fave and y'all victim was innocent and has been honest author of this case, I don't know why anytime Tory Lanez team decides to put out evidence, y'all feel the need to debunk it. Tory Lanez is in jail. Okay, y'all should not come on here and act like Megan Thee Stallion is in jail. So, Megan's lawyer, Alex Spiro, says Tory Lanez's team can't keep a story straight. Spiro says last week they argued that Kelsey shot Megan, and now they claiming Megan Thee Stallion only stepped on glass. Nobody says she only stepped on glass. Y'all slow. They continue to rehash old evidence from trial and repackage it as new information to desperately sway public opinion. Nobody has seen that clip of Megan Thee Stallion saying that she stepped on glass. They lying. Nobody has seen them audios We haven't seen the audios of those men and the people there saying that the two girls was arguing before one shoot and Tory Lanez was still in the SUV. We haven't seen this information. Okay, this is Megan Thee Stallion team scrambling, and they said, "Oh, Tory Lanez team is doing this for PR. There's no new evidence. This is just for clickbait and all of that." No. This is what you call scrambling, okay? This is what you call scrambling. This is how you define scrambling. They are literally scrambling right now, okay? Because more newer evidence are coming to light, and they're trying to say, "Oh, these are old evidence." This ain't old to me. Maybe it's old to some of y'all, but I haven't seen shit like this before. Ever since I started hearing about the Tory case, they said they presented this to court during the trial. That was a huge fat flop lie. A huge fat flop lie from Alex Spiral. Okay, that's a huge fat flop lie.
We saw the video where, or the post or whatever you want to call it, where she was going off talking about people lying, the evidence is old and this, that, and the third. It might be old to her because her team withheld it. How this, well, it's making sense now that Desiree Perez is going through what she's going through, but her team really threw around their weight. So it's making sense now. But let's check this out real quick.
And they keep saying, "Oh, this is old, this is this, this is that." Y'all said Megan Thee Stallion was sharp. Then close your mouth and rest your case. If they call y'all to cut, you should come out and talk. As far as they did not ask you during their post of evidence and all of that, don't come out and crash out. And mind you, didn't they put out the whole 31 mini documentary of how Tory Lanez been lying all throughout this case? And Tory Lanez team just put out some evidence that the general public hasn't seen all throughout this case, and y'all scrambling and saying, "Oh, this shit is old." They trying to rehash old evidence and making it new. Nobody's trying to do that. Okay, let's clock that scene. Nobody's trying to do that. These evidence that came out a few hours ago, okay, I haven't seen or heard anything like that. In fact, I have them saved on my phone because this is the first time I'm hearing that there was a conversation that night of the incident. And this was the first time I seen the video of Megan Thee Stallion telling the police that she wasn't shot, she stepped on glass. And she was so calm on that video. So you're trying to tell me that if she was shot, she was going to stay calm and she was going to lie to the police without crying or shaking or no emotions on her face. Yeah, that's why they're scrambling. That's the reason why they're scrambling, because people are finally putting two and two together. They finally putting two and two together. The fish house beach is getting clocked.
We're going to wrap it up right there, y'all. How do you respond and say it's clickbait? As if we're not hearing and seeing witnesses speak about the situation. How do you say it's clickbait when we're not, as if we're not hearing or seeing Meg lie firsthand? It was 4 different accounts of where she spoke about stepping on glass. But we get responses like this from her team. You got to make that shit make sense. Anyway, let me know where you're tapping in from. Like the video for sure. Thanks for being here. I'm out. Peace.